Next guests are taking medical cannabis to a new level. Please welcome Joshua Horn, a U.S.-based attorney specializing in providing legal and business services to companies offering legal cannabis, and Dr. Hinanit Koltai, who is a botanist, a plant genius, a PhD.
Plant biologist.
A plant biologist PhD. That is a lot of studying of plants. Yes. many years. Welcome, both of you. I know that you live in the States and you're here for, tell us why you're here right now and why this is so topical in Israel.
Certainly. So I'm a lawyer based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We have a national law firm and we have a cannabis practice group. And so understanding that Israel is on the cutting edge of medical cannabis research and applications, we put together a conference today to bring together a client of ours from the United States and us to speak with people who are in the space here in Israel. And so we've been meeting with the ministry, met with them yesterday. It's all very, very exciting.
So how does Israel kind of stack up, compared to the States? I mean, you're seeing it being legalized, just, marijuana and as well cannabis. But here, is it more specific to the science of it?
I think the big difference here is you have a real cooperation between the federal government and the science of it, where you really have true clinical research, true clinical trials to figure out how the cannabis works and to figure out the best applications, the best delivery devices, where we don't have that in the United States. In the United States, it's dependent upon each company to figure it out on their own.
Right.
You can't do clinical trials because the clinical trials have to be supported by the FDA. The FDA doesn't support it.
Just when you think there's red tape in Israel, then I remember why it's just as bad in America. So from your standpoint as a PhD studying this, in your research, why is cannabis really a legitimate medical treatment for people that suffer from all kinds of symptoms and diseases?
We at the Volcani Center, the Ministry of Agriculture, are working very closely with the Ministry of Health just to answer this question that you posed. What are really the properties of medical cannabis and how we can turn cannabis, a drug, into a real medicine? This is something that we do in close collaboration between the government, the ministries, the different ministries, and the private sector.
What is it about being here in Israel that there's like a little bit more flexibility and not having to deal with the FDA and all of this? Like, is Israel much more liberal in doing clinical trials and whatnot?
First of all, I think we are a startup nation. So this includes...
It helps, exactly.
Yes. And then the point is the authorization that the Ministry of Health is giving to the different sectors, everything, of course, based on authorization, but still it is open-minded approach in such a way that preclinical and clinical trials are being conducted here in Israel under supervision, but they are being conducted.
Right.
This way we are able to build evidence-based medicine, something that is completely absent for medical cannabis.
So now we're seeing various, now we have, you're dealing with the issues of regulation and whatnot, but like one specification with the medical cannabis, it's not THC, it's the, what is it?
CBD.
CBD. So explain this to lay people.
It's much more than that. Cannabis contains about 500 different compounds, not only the two THC and CBD. You're right. The view today on medical cannabis, or on cannabis in general, is very superficial. It looks only on two compounds out of 500.
Wow.
More than that, we know that there is a strong entourage effect. Entourage effect, it means that several compounds are working together better than a single one. More than that, we know that there are different compositions that are optimal for the treatment of different medical indications.
This is so amazing. I could go on, but this is the beauty with all of these compounds. You could really find treatments for each one. It's like, wow, amazing where it's going.